I've already said it, but if we do get to the point where everyone believes in Jesus, then now I want to say the world would be a better place. But it would set up the great tribulation. I don't want to prophesy, or even I don't want to prophesy. What I'm saying is what the devil would do is maybe I don't maybe he'll wait a generation. Maybe it will, because my first video I was like I don't forget what I said, but I was like the world's gonna be worse like almost immediately. I'm getting like an iffy feeling. But now what I want to say is, what if the devil waits? What if everything is just awesome even once everyone believes in Jesus? But I don't know, a generation later, and all of your I don't know, all your kids or whoever, maybe whatever, a generation later, even a generation later, and now the devil decides, okay, now let's start attacking people because we have the right to. Because all of the Christians on all these churches aren't going to tell you what you're not to do. And it might go fine and dandy for the first generation, but everyone has even the devil inside of them who has the right to attack, And eventually he actually is going to. And he is, because everyone is still sinning. And what is that sin? Drinking caffeine, even. Maybe that's one thing Mormons got. Actually, Mormons probably have almost everything right, to be quite honest with you. That's probably why it even works. The devil probably knows everything that God actually really wants people to do. So what he did is try to create religions that God actually does want people to do. And when people see it and they're like, oh yeah, that's what God would want me to do, and they go and join Islam or Mormonism. Anyways, I have a theory. First of all, I can't drink coffee. I can't. And one, I'm starting to think it's even a creation of the devil. Hear me out here. In the same way marijuana somehow was corrupted, I don't know, they crossed contaminated plants, devil even put his own, I'm just not saying literally, like put his own whatever into essence, even, I don't know, whatever, into marijuana, and that's why it is today. What if he did the same thing with, say, caffeine? What if it actually is the devil? Hear me out here. What does caffeine do? Because any good food that comes from God, if you stop eating it, you're not going to have some sort of trouble. I drank, so there was, for a while, I was against coffee because I have my reasons. One, I don't want to rely on something for my happiness. Two, I don't want to rely on something for other reasons. And I actually specifically was like, God, can you help me wake up in the morning? I got up 6 months, no coffee, 4 o'clock even 4 a.m. in the morning, going to bed at like 10, if not 10 at night, perfectly fine, because I asked God, hey, I don't want to rely on coffee. I don't want to rely on sleeping medications and all those stuff either. Anyways, I want to talk about coffee. That used to be my reasoning, is I don't want to have to, like, I actually went to church one time, and there's this 12-year-old kid who's like, I love coffee, it makes you happy. And I'm like, whoa. That's actually exactly why I don't want coffee. But I actually did start drinking it because I was like, hey, pastor, what do you think of? He's like, there's no, anyways, whatever. So I've gone back and forth. Anyways, where's I getting at? Oh, so I tried to convince myself, oh, there's nothing wrong with coffee. I'll have 1 cup a day. That turned into like 2 cups a day, maybe 3. And having 2, usually 3, maybe sometimes, I forget, 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day for, I forget how long, I don't know, a few months, I don't know, for however how long. And then once I started working at the prison, all of a sudden I noticed, because one of the other things is sometimes it kind of can make me anxious. And I all of a sudden realized, hey, I'm feeling anxious right now. I shouldn't be. I think it's the coffee. So I was like, okay, I gotta stop drinking coffee. I can't be like on edge, like fear, like anxiety working out of prison. So I was like, okay, I gotta stop. I stopped the coffee cold turkey. What does it do? I had severe headaches. That is not something that comes from God. Just having what, few cups of coffee a day, and then you stop it cold turkey, and now you've got severe headaches? That's what drugs do. Drugs have that type of effect where you stop it and now you have all kinds of side effects on you. You can't tell me that comes from God. It does not. First off, coffee, that could be a possibly sin. Mormons got that one right. I anyways, so maybe that's one thing that could be one thing. In addition to that, television. You can be like, oh, I don't watch things too bad. Well, you do, because even if you watch a movie about someone like getting back at a bully or something, and you're like, yeah, all right, woo, you just sinned. You're just not supposed to take joy when your enemy falls. So even just a quote good message, oh, whatever, even other stuff in the movie, are you triumphing when the enemy falls? That's one thing I liked about some particular movies is I love the movies where the quote bad guy reforms in the end. He's not defeated, he reforms. And even then, those movies, some of those, they're even demonic in themselves because all the other stuff they have. And they have witchcraft and people with superpowers and blah blah, and probably even, and there's just, I'm not gonna go into the other stuff. I don't know, whatever. That's whatever. And then all the other stuff. And all sorts of TV shows you watch. What else do you even, I don't know if I want to get onto all the TV topics, but that's one thing that the church won't tell people. They're like, hey, they won't tell people, be careful what you watch on TV. I feel like that's basically the only sins I want to cover, that say the entire world believes in Jesus might be great, but the devil is just lying there waiting, and then eventually he's going to attack. And if you're drinking coffee, if you're watching stuff on TV you think is fine, and then all of a sudden now you're anxious all day, every day, you can't sleep at night, and you panic, and you can't drive. I don't know why I'm saying that, whatever. It's because you have the devil in you and you're all these other stuff, and then there's going to be, I don't know where to go from there. But could be what's going to happen, just saying. And if you want to prepare, you got to tell your congregation.